You understand all of that?
Before we jump into this chaos, understand what you're about to watch is not your typical courtroom hearing. We've got Judge Brian stepping into full authority mode, a defendant already tangled in probation issues, and a legal situation spiraling out of control in real time. What makes this case explosive is the pattern: repeat violations, failed drug tests, and a judge clearly running out of patience. And just when you think it can't escalate further, it does. Bond conditions, drug screens, and possible jail time are all on the table. The question is simple: how many chances is too many before the court finally says enough? Keep watching, because every minute adds more pressure, more consequences, and more drama than you'd expect in a real courtroom.
You're charged with a third-degree felony offense of driving while intoxicated, third or more, from April 20th of 2023. Since you paid bond in your case, have you had an opportunity to try to hire a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am. I got a court lawyers. Yeah,
Right. So what happens, Ms. Hill, is while you're in custody, we give you a court-appointed lawyer. But once you make bond in your case, I expect you to at least try to hire a lawyer. So what I'm going to do is reset your case for about 30 days to see if you can get a lawyer hired. If you get someone hired before your next court date, you're going to bring the reset notice that you get today to that lawyer, and they'll tell you what you need to do. If you're unable to hire someone before the next court date, then I'm ordering you to visit with at least 3 lawyers. They all charge different amounts. They have different payment plans. Bring me the names of the lawyers that you've talked to when you come back, and then we'll discuss what your options are. If you don't do that, then when you come back, you run the risk of me raising your bond, and you would have to go back to jail for not following that court order. Do you understand? You understand all of that?
Can I talk?
Yeah, I just asked you a question. Do you understand what I said?
Yeah, but the judge I talked to, he told me, because I'm fully disabled, I can't get a court-appointed lawyer.
Right.
Because I'm disabled and I don't have no money.
Okay. Did you bring any information or documentation about your disability by chance?
I got my cards and my purse and her purse.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What card?
Can I go get them?
Yes, ma'am. Need some water? Yeah.
Okay, this is, that's not, this whole. Wait a minute, yeah.
That's probably what I need.
Okay. This is what, yeah. This is right here. It's all in here. All this stuff,
Okay.
all these cards are now.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do, Ms. Hill, I will find that you qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. Let me ask you, are you driving now?
Yes, sir, I got the, I got that inner dock.
You do have the auto emission interlock on your vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That was a condition of your bond, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's really dangerous. That's dangerous. Yes, it's dangerous.
What's dangerous?
The interlock
What's dangerous is driving drunk. So that's to make sure that you're not intoxicated. So
Yes, ma'am.
you have it on your vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I want to make sure you understand you cannot drive any vehicle unless it has that on it. Do you
Yes,
understand?
ma'am.
Okay. Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what you think is dangerous about that.
Well, when I was driving and everything, and I got in a lot of traffic, and it's only a 2-laner. And then when you're driving, I just got a new truck before all this happened, and it go beep, 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 and it's supposed to going on, noise and all the traffic going, and then it go beep, beep, and trying to find this thing. And when you blow, because sometimes I can't blow so longer, then I have to blow 3 more times, you know. One time I had a law behind me, and it was beeping on that little smaller road, and I was trying to find it, and the road is all banged up. And you got to
how'd you afford a new truck?
I financed it because when I didn't have one, I went to the dentist and I waited for over 2 hours and for them to come pick me up. And they did not, the Medicaid, Medicare, they didn't pick me up. So I had to start walking home. And the guy,
No, how can you afford it if you said you're,
I financed it. It only take like $200 something out of my thing because I wasn't planning on getting in trouble.
right?
Because I couldn't find nobody to take me to the store or go to the doctor or nothing.
You keep that to me.
I'm going to do, okay, so before we go any further, I'm going to make sure that you don't have anything in your system today, and then we'll go, I'll let you know what we're going to do after that. So I'm going to have you have a seat in the jury box. I'm going to get you drug tested, and I want alcohol screen as well this morning, and then we'll go after that. Just have a seat.
Okay.
Ross Holland.
Yeah.
Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll wait after the next one.
Hang on just a second.
A few moments later.
Tested positive for THC, methamphetamines, and amphetamines. That's obviously a violation of your bond. And so I'm going to raise your bond at this time to $100,000. A condition of that bond, if you make it, is to wear a drug patch at all times. You can go back with the bailiff. Good. Are you Ricky Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
You all right?
Yes, ma'am.
You sure about that?
So, Mr. Johnson,
Yes,
before we go forward, I'm going to have you have a seat in the jury box and have you tested, see if anything's in your system. Have a seat.
What we just witnessed is a textbook example of how quickly courtroom leniency can turn into strict enforcement when probation conditions are repeatedly violated. From DUI-related felony charges to drug test failures involving multiple substances like THC, methamphetamines, and amphetamines, the court had no choice but to escalate the bond and impose stricter monitoring conditions, including a drug patch requirement and a significant bond increase. This case highlights a major legal reality. Probation is not freedom without responsibility. It's conditional freedom under constant supervision. One violation can completely change the outcome of a case, as we saw here. Now the defendant faces heightened restrictions, financial pressure, and the real possibility of incarceration if compliance fails again. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.